ie wa tapu pa io Samoa o poto le nei tae wa o leo tato toi fale o manu ai lo fale o mala ina o tai mai so o to so i fua manuia lau le lei mo so mato wola leo tato fatasi nei tae e vea i se leo fatau va lo nei tangata ia fai masui o te mai tai pule o lo fiso piskoa la fionga ya tieni wurdasen e momole atuai nga fatai ma fata alofa lo ia atuai i tato fala potonga lau sunga la fionga faululunga lo fisa o malo Amerika i Samonei lo fionga Daniel Tarapaki pa ia la valea le fio presidente malana fainga malo o malo tele Amerika a fio mai foi o tato paanga lo nga lue va lua ma tato fiso piskoa le mistawa onga manganu lo fionga ai ono Dr. Alec Ekeroma lo fionga le mistala lango tina matamaitai lo fionga telefono David Hunter o paia la valeo le fionga de pandemia malana kapeneta o malo Samoa ia ai mesele tato palmen ia ai tato balaudia sui om tanga lenga taitasi tato malo pula onga lau mua ya nga ye tato iskoa fa ya onga pula nu sui to mai tai ya nga ye tato iskoa siso manga a inga sana no foi tato iskoa ile se fulu tasi fa ya so mamaya tinei au fe nga ye malato wa onga ia a inga le o la nga ye tato iskoa ia mo le dua tau sanga lana au nanga nyo to pa ia man yo to sala ia lua tuia fa tinyo to sala nei isasi senga ngana ia ona vele malapi o tato maftanga i le nei tau ta lofa lava tau manuia ma lolo soi foi mo ma lau le nei tau.
This is a day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Talofa lava, good morning. Distinguished guests, government officials, community leaders and representatives, school principals, and our dedicated trainees. On behalf of Peace Corps Samoa, it is my sincere pleasure to warmly welcome you all to this momentous occasion. A special welcome and acknowledgement of our esteemed dignitaries. We are honored to have with us today the representative of the U.S. Embassy in Samoa, Charge d'Affaires Daniel Tarapaki. We are also honored to have the presence of government officials, the Honorable Iono, Dr. Alec Ekeroma, the Minister of the Ministry of Education and Culture. We also have the presence of the Honorable Tilafono David Hunter, the Associate Minister for the Ministry of Women, Community and Social Development. Thank you for joining us today to honor this dedicated 95th cohort of volunteers to serve in Samoa. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of our government partners, community representatives, and host family members. Your presence indeed uplifts the spirit of today's gathering. Finally, warm greetings and good evening to families, friends, and loved ones tuning in live from abroad. Thank you for joining us. It means a lot to us all, especially to our trainees. Today we gather to witness our newest cohort of volunteers take their oath. Today we honor a special group of individuals who have answered the call to service. With everyone's presence, this is a moment of pride for us and a blessing for this special occasion. We are truly honored to welcome you all.
Ia, e peila wana mahasani tātou tangata nuk Samoa. So se wha mua ngala wha penei, e mua la wana tātou tāpā, lea tua molan whinangau. Ai meise tātou wha whatai ano na anga le rei, o mo whaina tātou tau nuk mai mei asu. Ia o lea la wha pefoi na whai, e wala awa tuai ia tātou pisko whaalioli, o le adik pisko, le ni whatouto, le adik whaalioli, tātou pisko whaalioli ia Naya, ma pisko whaalioli ia Mackenzie. mo le taʻitaʻine o tātou sinasau ni ngā lotu pupu.
Let us take a moment to reflect and give thanks for the achievements we celebrate and for the community we share. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Naya to lead us with words of encouragement, followed by Ms. Mackenzie, who will lead us in a moment of prayer. Ms. Naya, please praise us with your insightful words and enlighten us with your wisdom.
Talofa lava. Awa o ia tātou te lelei ai. Ua na whaia e tasi e sa whaalua. Sana soloia fo'i pā vailoto sa vailuaina ai. O lo tātou lelenga ua ia keriso. Tatalo mole anganga paia. Anganga paia e. A whio mai. E te lotolotoi I le tapuainga a whai. Ma le anganga ma walalo te le lava. Ona o Yesu. Amene. Elele lava o lea tua. Lea tua mamalu, lea atua sili sili ese, o lola le malo sili sili ese. Ua matou mawa mai ailene aso. O le aso sa ato faina, o le aso sa tamate. He matau te mawa. O lea ua malo pule, ua whawhatai I loa lofa, whawhatai I lo angalele. Whawhatai manuia I matou uma ua poto poto I le nei taiau. Ua iai le malo o Samoa, le malo o Amerika, o paanga ma ua. Whawhatai I lo whaatasi mai, I le sefulu baiaso, o iai I aonga. E tele whangata whaafitauli o le matonu ma le atu vale. Ai whaafitai sa iai lava le toa while mu o oele atua. Whaafitai lo anganga paia se whaa whaingofie nisi nea sai whaingata. Ua matonu ai le matonu I nisi o taimi. O le anganga paia lo matou Fesosoani Sililea. Whawhatai ilo alo pele mole whaalo latanga ona o matou o tangata angasala. Tungau pea le biinga o le whawhatai whaamanu ma le whaane tangata tanga ia te oe le atua o mea umalava. O matou sase ma angasala whaamole mole I mangalo ilo toto. Haia Iasu Keriso. O oe o le atua matou te ala saili ai I manuia. Ia e whaamanuia ia matou uma ua I totonu o lenei malu. O fuafuanga ma pule kalame o lenei aso. Ia awa liitia e lo anganga paia e manuia ai tawalumanga uma. Awa nei iai ni tangata, ia iai whangofie, ia iai lo file mu, ma ia iai lo manuia. Tatou ma oe se ia iu le aso. Iasu Keriso ua ala atu ai la matou tatalo. Amene, amene, amene.
Ia, whakatai le grupu iwanima mo le te inga tātou whengalotu ni tai au. Ia, tautonu o lea ua te ailangi lo tātou tālusanga. Ia, awalo tātou whaamoe, ne whapenana sao mauri nei aso. Ai tusai mo tātou pōkalame, pēa sisila ne lau pōkalame, o lea o tātou o I le taimi. Ia, o sau noanga whakitoa, mai tātou paanga, ia pōsui le tātou malo.
Thank you, Ms. Naya, for those inspiring words of encouragement, and Ms. Mackenzie for that beautiful prayer. Now we have come to some of the formalities of our program for the partners' remarks for this occasion.
Walau tuonga ang whaaloalo, mua, lo fionga, ai ono, Dr. Alec Ikiroma, Ministawa Onga Mananu, mo lau saunoanga. Honorable Iono Dr. Alec Ikiroma, Minister of Education and Culture, for your remarks. Lau fionga Iono.
E whatalo whatu ni malu mana pa ia wā whiale nei tai au. Lau surunga te tai o sauninga. Lau fionga Daniel Tarapaki, Chachi Affairs. Lau fionga I le Minister Langolango, Tilafono, David Hunter, Jeannie Wilderson, Patron Sigler Officer Pisco I Samoan May. Ia malamari la ole au wala au lia. Ma li matamaita o team Ivas Fulima o Pisco. Fatolo atu pa ia malamalu o tai au. Ma le so mangalo lo leo awa o maulunga malu tawe I le nei tai au na tofa. E tal tono le nā wa maea o na pailango e whafonga o tātou waso sām whaingita o tai au. O pa ia mamalu o tū maurungai le so. O te manatu o la nunu atu ia whaatini o tumaitai. Pa ia mamalu wa atua mai nei. O le whatu e le ngae I sau sufi tū lou le tūlanga. Whaftai le tua o mawai atu pasa talingata o fotu malama o tatu atato o tau lelea. Vi ailo na anga lelei le mawai mo Samoa. E whaatai la se whaamatalanga tau ina o whapeatu ma lo a fua ai lao o maua I le nei tai au. Ma lo le soifua manuia. Wha ma lo le pale tautua. La liloa le nganga whaperetania mo tato malo. It is a privilege and great to be here today as the Minister of Education and Culture. Your Excellency Daniel Tarapaki, Charge Affairs, U.S. Embassy of Samoa to Samoa, the Associate Minister of Women's and Community Development, Tilafono David Hunter, Jeannie Wilderson, Country Director, Peace Corps, and of the Samoa office. Distinguished guests, 95th group of Peace Corps volunteers, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to return to education. I have been a teacher, an educator in universities in New Zealand before I returned to Samoa and became the Vice Chancellor of the National University of Samoa for 3 years. I took a brief respite from education to head the Ministry of Health at the invitation of the Minister of Health. But it is good to be back to education because I know that education is the key to development of our families and the key to development of Samoa. So it is great to be back to lead the Ministry of Education. It's a pleasure actually to meet these young people who left the United States to come and teach here in Samoa. It reminded me when I was in Form 3, Form 6 at St. Joseph's College. 3 of my teachers were Peace Corps volunteers, and they were great. In fact, one of them is still communicating with me. I still remember them very well. Because of their inspiration and because of their quality of teaching. I scored 95% in maths, about 98% in biology, high marks. And those topics were taught by Peace Corps volunteers. So it's good to have you back to teach for us. But I've just learned this morning that you're only teaching in primary schools. And that was because of the request by our ministry that you address some of the issues that we have in Samoa. And that issue is, of course, literacy and numeracy rates. They are falling. Pass rates into the National University of Samoa is falling. Those are our issues. So I suppose the request from the Ministry of Education was to try to address the English, the literacy issues that we have in Samoa. But the problems are great. And I wish all the volunteers here were teachers. But I heard that the Ministry of Women's actually pinched some of them. In those days, 1973, 75, 76, well before most of you were born, I was there at St. Joseph's College, and all the Peace Corps volunteers were teachers. So if you can spare more young people from the United States, Daniel, it'll be fantastic, because we can actually roll out the teachers to not only primary schools, but also to secondary schools as well. Because when we have only a pass rate of 45% into the National University, then we've got a problem. And so therefore we need to address those problems not only in a primary school area, but also in secondary schools. So I thank you for your dedication and your commitment to come across for 2 years to contribute to our development. Our party, our government is committed to fund ECE, early childhood education, from year 3 right across primary school, secondary school, and tertiary and university. Our plan is to fund all the school fees of those students. And we will be able to achieve that within our 5 years in government. We've also promised to provide lunches to students in early childhood education across the primary schools. We will actually look for funds to address those. In fact, we are having emergency meetings to address budget issues, so that we not only pay our teachers, pay overtime, but also pay for some of the commitments that we have actually articulated during our campaign. I have a 12-month plan for our ministry, and I will not articulate that for the moment because our CEO has just returned from China. So we will discuss that next week. But we need to address the literacy and numeracy issues that we have. I want to lift in those rates by 20%, certainly in the next 2 years. And so I think that's a nice challenge for our Peace Corps volunteers to address the literacy issues that we have, to lift those rates from the current ones. So with that, I would like to give heartfelt thanks to the American government, to the US government, for the generous provision and funding for these young people to actually, professionals, teachers, to actually assist us in the development of our families and of Samoa. So I wish you best wishes, and if there's any challenges out there, my office is open, of course. I'm happy to chat with any teachers that have any issues, and have not only issues, but you need to come with the solutions. I'm very keen to hear of solutions to address some of the issues that we have. So with that, blessings from our ministry. Also, I'm sure our Lord will actually look after you during your assignment here. Whawhatai lava. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Whawhatai lau whionga le minstao onga manganu masaunoanga matangofia. Thank you, Honourable Iona Dr. Alec Ikaroma, Minister of Education and Culture, for your lovely remarks.
In recognizing the newly established Peace Corps Environment Initiative for Samoa, a valuable tripartite partnership has been fostered between the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment, the Ministry of Women, Community and Social Development, and the Peace Corps Samoa. And we are thrilled with the progress we have made so far together. Without further ado, please join me in extending a warm welcome to the Honourable Associate Minister for the Ministry of Women, Community and Social Development, Lauwhionga Tilafono David Hunter, for your official remarks.
O taiao to finga ma taiao mavaenga. Wala e saunoanga tu mua o le so. Ina nei o apa e le au, o na manu le ilo peti ma manu a tausala, nei pisi. Lauwhionga Honourable Iona Dr. Alec Ikaroma, Minstawa onga manganu. Whaururunga o le ampasa o le Balo Amerika, Mr. Daniel Tarapaki. Whatonsili o le whalaputonga o Peace Corps Samoa, Miss Jeannie Wilderson. Le au whainga luenga mwhaia onga o le whalaputonga o Peace Corps Samoa. Vaenga iwas fulima o le au whainga luenga o fofua le tautua. Mamaru o le au walaulia. O te tūlai ma le awa tele e whaia ia o masui o le awhionga i minstao tinam tamaitai a tina e awhioanga ma hanga whasotai ma le matanga ruenga e mori mawina le patipatia o le whatautoina o i lātou o le vaenga i wasfurulima o le awhioina fua le tautua mai le whalapatonga o Peace Corps i Samoa. O i lātou o le a militino whaatasi ma o tātou tangata nuu. E whaataua le tātou anga nuu, o whoina le au aunanga i mata upu tau awa onga, soifua maloloina, ma le sio manga. A wāsea tina e manuia o a whioanga o Samoa. O le naunau ta inga lea alo tātou malo, ia whaawaina Samoa i whaavae mō ngaruenga e te atu, ai i awhianga o le tau. A wā o lea ua toai tau nuu i whanua, mo se teimi mua ni Peace Corps e nafa ma whito i tonu mata upu tau le sio manga. E tusa ai ma le whea ngainga o ngā ruenga e pei o na mali lie masainia i le vā o le matanga ruenga o puna oa whanātua ma le sio manga. Matanga ruenga o tina matamaitai a tina o awhioanga banga whasotai ma le whaala putuputonga o pisikoa i Samoa. O le nei ngā ruenga whaamaite ua tangia ai le whaamua ma le o ngā tutonu le mu o tangata nuu o awhioanga. O le a whaasafua atu le au whai ngā ruenga o fofua tautua e ngā lulue i awhioanga e si itia ngā ruenga i le mawhai o na wavetali atu i awhianga o le tau whātu mauina le puleaina le lei o le sio manga e au fia ai puna oa whanātua. O loo ngā tasi ma fuafuanga o loo ave i ai le whaamua a le tātou mālo ma le tātou atunu. Ma leisi tūtā ua o le asi tia ai le tō mai ma le silafia o sui o nuu, sui o mālo, ma sui tamaitai o nuu. A wā le tai mua i suinga talawhea ngai e a fua mai to tonu o a inga manu. Mo le au whainga luenga lona Ivas Furulima. O se teimi tāua telele nei, ua o tau o fōina mai ai la o tau tau tua. O le a ave ai le wha mua ma wha tāua i mata upu tāua awa onga ma le sio manga. O se wha moe o loo a ngai tonu i le lumanai o Samoa. Whawhai lele whanau ia ina ia manuia ma le puipuinga o le tātou sio manga. O Samoa, o lo iaia inga le o tanga poto, le loto filinga, ai o le talo sanga ia whaasoa mai le tō mai ma le anga waa, ma se tautua i le loto ma le fatu a toa. E so o le whau i le whau, e tū mau ele marosi. O la au tau tautua, o le a mamanuina i whausanga i tu tonu nu, a onga ma tangata nu. O le tau tutu whatasi, e maua atili ai lo tātou marosi. Whaftai tele i whalaptongo pisko i Samoa, le ampasa o le malo tele o Amerika, ai mese la tou o loo langolango sua i le vaenga i Vasfurulima. Mo le vaenga i Vasfurulima, ia tautua e ieise wha moe, ia tupu maola, ma ia tautua fia. Talofa lava and warm greetings. Honorable Dr. Iono Alec Ekeroma, Minister of Education and Culture, Charge d'Affaires, Mr. Daniel Tarabaki, U.S. Embassy Samoa, Ms. Jeannie Wooderson, Country Director, Peace Corps Samoa, Peace Corps staff and trainers, Group 95 volunteers and your families, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Government of Samoa, the Honorable Minister of Women, Community and Social Development and the Ministry, it is my honor to join you for the swearing in of Peace Corps Volunteer Group 95. This event not only reaffirms Samoa's enduring partnership with the United States, but also celebrates the spirit of service and solidarity that the Peace Corps has brought to our shores since 1967. Volunteers have lived among our people, embraced our culture, and worked with us in education, health, environment, and community development. This year, we began a new chapter in grassroots climate action with the arrival of the first Peace Corps Environment volunteers under the Memorandum of Understanding signed between the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment, the Ministry of Women, Community and Social Development, and the Peace Corps. This inaugural initiative places communities at the center, deploying volunteers to advance climate resilience, environmental sustainability, and natural resource management. It aligns with our national priorities and, most importantly, empowers our Pulenuu, Suyo Malo, and Suyo Tamaitai to lead sustainable change from the ground up. To Group 95, you join this mission at a crucial time. Your focus on education and environment speaks directly to our future, nurturing children who can thrive and protecting the environment that sustains us. In Samoa, you will find family, wisdom, and resilience. And in return, we ask that you share your skills and service with humility and heart. As we say in Samoa, e so le fau, e tu mauele marosi, which means one strand bound to another makes us strong. Your work will be woven into the strands of our villages, schools, and communities. So together, we will be stronger. In closing, we thank the Peace Corps, the U.S. Embassy, and all who have supported Group 95. To our new volunteers, may your service be filled with purpose, growth, and joy. Thank you for your attention. So if you may manuia.
Wala o tuloa lo fionga Anita Tuatangaloa Anderson. Leo lo whaururu I aide vahenga o onga o tātou piskoa ia mo lawi poti.
Once again, our sincere thanks to the Honorable Aiono and the Honorable Tilafono for gracing us with your presence and delivering such insightful, powerful, and thought-provoking remarks. Your words have provided a clear sense of direction and inspiration, and they have been a highlight of this event for everyone in attendance, especially our trainees. Thank you once again. God bless. We are pleased to welcome onto the podium Ms. Anita Tuatangaloa Anderson, Peace Corps Training Manager, to enlighten us with the pre-service training report.
Talofa lava. It's truly an honor and privilege to give a brief report on Peace Corps Samoa's pre-service training Group 95. Group 95, made up of 24 individuals, or incredible individuals, arrived here in Samoa on July 14th. After 3 days of orientation in Apia, the group, along with our training staff, moved to Saluafata and Fusi, where they spent 11 weeks. This year has been especially significant for Peace Corps Samoa. Alongside our strong and ongoing education sector program, we are proud to officially launch the Ridge to Reef Resilient Samoa program under the environment sector. This year marks a new chapter in our partnership with Samoa, combining education and environmental stewardship in powerful ways. Pre-service training, or PST, follows 4 major pillars that guide Peace Corps Samoa, or Peace Corps Worldwide training. These 4 pillars are integration into community, facilitation of participatory development, responsibility to health, safety, and security, and commitment to service and resilience. Under integration into community, our trainees learn Samoan language, culture through daily classes led by our dedicated and amazing language and culture facilitator. Just as importantly, they integrated into village life by living with host family, becoming sons, daughters, brothers, and sisters. They joined church services, played sports in the evening, and spent countless hours bonding with their host families and neighbors. Under facilitation of participatory development, our education trainees had a 1-week teaching practicum that was held in Anoa'a District in partnership with Solosolo, Manunu, and Fale primary schools. Due to dengue outbreak, our trainees were unable to work directly with students. However, they had the privilege of collaborating closely with the dedicated pules, teachers, whose commitment to education remains steadfast, even as many families continue to be deeply affected by this health crisis. We extend our thoughts and compassion to all those affected or impacted. For our environment trainees, this meant rolling up their sleeves and facilitating not 1, but 2 tree planting events in Fusi Saluafata, in addition to their teaching or technical training. under responsibility for health, safety, and security. This course overseas trainees gain essential knowledge to help them stay safe and healthy in Samoa. And lastly, the last pillar was commitment to service and resilience, perhaps the most important. Over these 11 weeks, this group has shown remarkable dedication and adaptability and resilience. They are ready, not only with the skills and knowledge, but with a true spirit of service. And today, at the end of the journey, 23 trainees stand ready to move forward to their permanent sites, equipped for the next 2 years of service. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our host families and host communities of Salofata and Fusi. We are deeply grateful for the way you have opened your homes and your hearts. You have been patient teachers, kind supporters, and loving families to our trainees. Fa'aftai tele molito wa lofa, fa'aftai fa'atupu, fa'aftai talimalo, wa ototi muia laina, mga patia, onolo titi faitama. Fa'atutumwe atua meu fa'angaungawina, ona imato. To the government of Samoa, thank you for your enduring partnership. For more than 50 years of supporting has enabled volunteers to live and serve meaningfully in our villages and schools. We look forward to many more years of collaboration between Samoa and the United States. To the Peace Corps Samoa team, first, I would like to take the moment to thank this incredible team. Thank you for the countless hours you have poured into this work, the weekends you've spent away from your families, the tireless dedication, and the patience you have shown through it all. Because of your commitment, this group is now ready to embark on their own journey of service. To our language and culture facilitators, our programming and training team, our medical unit, safety and security, and our small but mighty administrative staff. This training would not have been possible without each and every one of you. And on a very personal note, thank you for putting up on a pregnancy, hormones, and all the countless demands from me in the past 11 weeks. You have shown me not only grace, but also kind and supportive that made this team feel like a family. I am truly humble and grateful to serve alongside you, such a dedicated and passionate, mighty team. And to Group 95, our trainees, soon to be volunteers, congratulations. You have worked so hard, you have persevered, you have grown through every challenge that came your way during PSC. We celebrate today not just the closing of one chapter, but the beginning of a new one, an even greater one. As you prepare to step into your communities, I want you to remember that the work ahead is not only about what you do, but about how you show up. The lives you will touch, the classrooms you will step into, the friendship you will form, the seeds you will plant, rather in the ground or in the people's hearts. All of it will leave a lasting mark. My encouragement to you is this: serve with courage, with humility, and with compassion. Carry with you the lessons you have learned, not only the skills, but also the laughter, the connection, and the resilience you have shared as Group 95. Know that you are not alone. You carry with you the love of your host families, the support of your fellow volunteers, and the faith of everyone walked alongside you these past weeks. You have everything it takes to succeed, not just as volunteers, but as people who are willing to listen, to learn, and to grow with the communities that you will call home. My heart is full of gratitude for the journey you've shared, or we have shared, and I cannot wait to see the impact you will continue to make. Go forward with open hearts and open hands. Samoa is waiting for you, and I know you will rise to meet it. And so, with great joy and confidence, on behalf of the training staff, Jeannie Wilderson, Country Director of Peace Corps Samoa, I recommend these 23 trainees to officially sworn in as Peace Corps volunteers to serve Samoa as education volunteers in primary schools and as environment volunteers in our villages. Soifua Maia Manuia.
Hey, hey. Grupo Ivalima, leo tele. Hey, hey. Lua pati. Lua pati. Ya, seki. Ya, awali na tua yung mo fayaong lamon na fayaong ko fium mo la wanga ya. Ya fay me fa ke ko fa fia la mai. Ya, awali leo wa mai ale so no nga at mata ya ni ta tua tanga lo ya Anderson pa taimul reports manino. Ya, lawa fionga Jenny Wilderson, pule officer of Peace Corps Samoa, ya termine lau saunoanga, patasiai maletali no tato Peace Corps, paalioli, kulupu wivalima, avea ma Peace Corps, fatautoina nei ilaso.
Thank you, Ms. Anita, for that comprehensive, insightful pre-service training report. Wow, Group 95, we have come a long way. Malo lava. I am now honored to introduce our next speaker, Ms. Jeannie Wilderson, Country Director, Peace Corps Samoa, for her remarks and trainee acceptance. Lawa Fiona.
Honorable Minister of Education and Culture, Iono Dr. Alec Ekaroma, Honorable Ministry of Women, Community and Social Development, Associate Minister Teofono David Hunter, U.S. Chargé d'Affaires Daniel Tarapaki, esteemed guests, Pules, village representatives, host families, Peace Corps staff, volunteers, friends and family back home who are watching this live stream on Facebook in the U.S., Group 95 trainees, Talofa lava, and welcome again to the Peace Corps Samoa swearing-in ceremony. We are honored that you are here. Thank you for joining us on this special occasion, the culmination of our trainees' pre-service training program and their swearing in as Peace Corps volunteers. I would like to start my remarks by thanking our ministry partners from the Ministry of Education and Culture for working alongside us over the past years to identify priority schools in Samoa to receive a Peace Corps volunteer, and for participating in more than a dozen community awareness events around the country this year to build an understanding of the role that the Peace Corps volunteer will play in the receiving schools and communities. I would also like to thank the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment for proposing our brand new Ridge to Reef Resilient Samoa project, and for forming a unique collaboration with the Ministry of Women, Community and Social Development and Peace Corps to spread the reach of environment work at the community level through 11 districts in Samoa, through the work of these new Environment Peace Corps volunteers. Thank you for your involvement in designing the project goals and objectives and developing the technical training sessions for the pre-service training program. It is our deepest hope that our program design will respond to the priorities of the Samoan government. We also appreciate the ministry's participation in 15+ community awareness events to introduce the districts across Samoa to this new project. Thank you to our training villages of Fusi Saliofata for hosting our trainees and for participating in the environment trainees, terrestrial tree planting and mangrove planting practicum, where more than 600 trees were planted. And thank you also for opening your school for Practice Teach Week so that our education trainees could get hands-on experience. I also want to take a moment to thank our small but mighty Team Samoa for preparing our trainees for designing and facilitating a robust 11-week pre-service training program for not just one, but 2 different programs this year. It's a big lift. Thank you so much. Our ongoing education pre-service training and our new Ridge to Reef Resilient Samoa Environment Sector pre-service training required many, many dedicated hours of partnering and thinking with our partners about the best way to prepare these volunteers for 2 years of service. You handled our pre-service training logistics and tasks, large and small, and attended to the technical training, medical, and safety needs of our 23 trainees for these 11 weeks. And this is our largest cohort of trainees, by the way, since 2019. It's a very complicated program with a lot of moving parts, but you somehow made it look easy, and I appreciate you for all your hard work. Group 95, today is your day. I want to start by saying thank you for making the decision to serve with the Peace Corps in Samoa. And thank you for the huge effort you have put into your pre-service training. 11 weeks of learning the Samoan language, learning how to apply your professional teaching or environmental resilience expertise in the Samoan context, and becoming familiar with the Samoan way of life, Fa Samoa. Seeing your energy, curiosity, and enthusiasm, I have no doubt you will succeed. Group 95, I also appreciate how you've also already demonstrated a strong aspiration to serve, the desire to learn, a glass half full attitude, and the desire to make the world a better place. I also want to point out that your swearing-in ceremony is taking place during an important moment in Peace Corps history. Did you know that on Monday, this week, Peace Corps globally celebrated the 64th anniversary of the signing of the Peace Corps Act? On September 22nd, 1961, the Peace Corps Act was signed, officially creating the Peace Corps, establishing it as a formal government agency to send trained American volunteers, such as yourselves, to countries in need of assistance and to foster a better understanding between Americans and the people of the countries where volunteers serve. The act formalized President John F. Kennedy's vision, which he first proposed to students at the University of Michigan, solidifying the concept of grassroots aid through a structured volunteer organization. So, Group 95, you're becoming part of a long legacy, one to be proud of. I have just a couple of thoughts, Group 95, as you take your next steps. As you know, Peace Corps is here in Samoa to serve the needs of the people and the government of Samoa. Your group has been asked to work with the Ministry of Education and Culture to support students, teachers, and schools in developing their English literacy capacity and to enhance school libraries. And to work with the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment and the Ministry of Women, Community, and Social Development to build a more resilient future and environment in Samoa. As I've said to volunteers who've served before you, and by the way, on a personal note, this is my last swearing-in ceremony as I enter my last year of service with the Peace Corps. So this is a very, very special occasion. But as I've said to volunteers before, during your 2 years in Samoa, you will make many contributions. But while you will be contributing a great deal, you will also be gaining a great deal. While you are teaching the joys of literacy to your students and counterparts will be teaching you about Samoa and the way of life here. While you work together with your communities to plant trees or to restore coral reefs, your communities will be sharing with you the incredible generosity that is such a vibrant part of the Samoan spirit. You have so much to give, but there's also so much that you will receive. While your family and friends back home are far away, you'll make many new friendships here in Samoa, some of which will last a lifetime. When you leave Samoa in 2 years, I hope that it will be with a great sense of accomplishment, knowing that you have done your very best. But I know that it will also be with sadness to say goodbye to your Samoan friends and family, in case you decide to extend otherwise, you might be here longer. As I've said to volunteers before, remember that we come here not to save the day, but to learn as we share what we know. As you head out to your communities to begin the work you were brought here to do, remember to observe, to ask questions, and most importantly, to listen. Remember to laugh and keep your sense of humor alive and well. Nurture your optimism. Don't sweat the small stuff. In addition to the triumphs, you will also face challenges during your service. It is with optimism, patience, and resilience that you and your communities will support each other to find solutions to those challenges. You are joining a proud tradition of Peace Corps volunteers who've successfully served in Samoa for more than 58 years, who have played a significant role in the success of many of our Samoan partners. Our esteemed minister as a prime example, and who've served as a daily inspiration to the students and community members who look up to them as role models. When you run into roadblocks that seem too big, when you're tired and a bit discouraged, I hope you'll think about what has often been said about Peace Corps volunteers. We are not just dreamers. We are dreamers who do. We don't take the easy path. We don't focus on ourselves. We look beyond our personal concerns. We use our Peace Corps ingenuity to innovate and create new possibilities. Finally, I'd like to leave you with these words that President John F. Kennedy said about Peace Corps volunteers. But if the life will not be easy, it will be rich and satisfying. For every American who participates in the Peace Corps, who works in a foreign land, will know that he or she is sharing in the great common task of bringing to mankind that decent way of life, which is the foundation of freedom and a condition of peace. It has been a pleasure getting to know you, Group 95, and I look forward to working with you as we accomplish our mission in Samoa. With that, I declare you both eligible and ready to serve. Fa'amalu malo, Kulupu 95, Manuia la otu, Nya luenga, Mole isi lua tausanga. Soifua.
Whakataia, Jenny Wilson, Molo Saunoanga. Thank you, Jenny, for your remarks. Yeah, tato malolele vaenga. Ia o Saunoanga, al faululunga, lo pisa malo Amerika Samonei. Lau tuloa lau fionga al faululunga, lo pisa malo Amerika Samonei. Lau fionga Daniel Tarapaki, mo lau Saunoanga. Ia, ona soso o aidea. O le whātautou ino tātou Peace Corps kulupu iwa lima tangata nuu Amerika o le a ngā lulue mo Samoa i le isi lua tausanga.
Thank you, Ms. Jeannie Whittington, for your words of encouragement and that very inspirational remarks. Now, as we come to a significant part of our program, it is my honor to introduce the representative of the U.S. Embassy in Samoa, Charge Daniel Tarabaki, for your remarks and the administration of oath.
Whawhatai to the amazing trainees, Naya and Mackenzie, for the lovely words to start us off this memorable event this morning. Honorable Minister, Iono Dr. Alec Ekaroma, Honorable Associate Minister, Tilafono David Hunter, Country Director, Jeannie Wilderson, and your Peace Corps Samoa team, Peace Corps trainees, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, Talofa Lava, good morning. Today, we gather to celebrate a remarkable milestone in the journey of each of these volunteers as you prepare to embark on an adventure that is as challenging as it is rewarding. Congratulations to all of you on successfully completing 11 weeks of intensive cultural and adaptation training. This training has not only equipped you with vital skills for your service, but has also deepened your understanding of the vibrant and rich culture of Samoa, its unique traditions, and its resilient people. As you all prepared for your new roles as Peace Corps volunteers, I would like to thank you for answering the call to serve others. It takes courage, selflessness, and a deep sense of responsibility to dedicate yourselves so fully to the well-being of others. Now, you will face challenges during your service. There will be ups, there will be downs. But remember that it is through these experiences that you will find your greatest rewards. I encourage you to embrace every moment, both the triumphant and the difficult, and use each one as a stepping stone toward personal growth and community building. Resilience, self-sufficiency, and the ability to navigate uncertainty are key life skills. You've chosen the unique path of a Peace Corps volunteer, which allows you the benefit of mastering these skills in a way unlike any other. So what will you do when your data package on your cell phone is used up and you can't search online for an answer? What happens when not every location is pinned in Google Maps? What do you do in those quiet moments when all you have around you is your immediate community and you still don't feel settled in just yet? In all of those moments, I encourage you to remain calm, centered, and enjoy the experience of living through the unknown. One day later in the future, you may look back and long for the days when you had less structure and technology defining everything that you do. Truly live in the moment, engage those language skills, and build the community you wish to see in the world with your host families and your work colleagues. I'd also like to emphasize the immense significance of the work you will undertake. You are about to carry forward a legacy of dedication and service built by those who came before you. Remember, you are not just volunteers, you are ambassadors of goodwill, advocates for positive change, and catalysts for growth and understanding between cultures. The opportunities you have to build relationships with the people of Samoa is one of the most rewarding aspects of your service. It is crucial to approach this experience with an open heart and an open mind. Engaging with the local culture, participating in community activities, and listening to the stories and experiences of the Samoan people will allow you to foster genuine connections that will transcend your time here. You have the honor of sharing not only your skills and expertise, but also the knowledge and experiences of those who came before you. Please remember that each interaction, whether in a classroom, community meeting, or among friends, is a chance to continue the great work of previous volunteers who laid the groundwork for your success. Every moment spent in dialogue, every skill shared, and every laugh exchanged adds to the rich tapestry of cultural exchange that has made the Peace Corps a vital part of the fabric of communities worldwide. Now, understanding the culture of Samoa is not just an academic exercise. It's the key to fostering new relationships and building lasting connections. As you immerse yourselves in this beautiful land and its traditions, you will find opportunities to learn from the wisdom of this culture, wisdom that has been passed down through the generations. Embrace every moment, from the vibrant festivals to the quiet conversations in the community. These experiences will not only enrich your understanding of Samoa, but will also shape your character in profound ways. Your role as Peace Corps volunteers comes with the privilege and responsibility of being part of your communities. Approach every situation with respect and humility, eager to learn as much as you teach. And please, let the spirit of Fa'a Samoa, the Samoan way, guide you in your interactions as you strive to be sensitive to the traditions and values that define this society. As you embark on this incredible journey, know that you carry with you the hopes and aspirations of not just yourselves, but of those back home who have supported you each step of the way. Be brave, be adaptable, and most importantly, be open. The friendships and connections you build may very well last a lifetime. In closing, I congratulate each of you once more on reaching this significant moment. As you are sworn into service today, remember that you are joining a legacy of service and fellowship. May your journeys be filled with joy, growth, and profound understanding. Fa'afetai and soifua. And now, trainees, please rise for the oath and pledge. After I begin, please say I, then state your first name and last name. You will raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you, Shoshet Daniel Tarapaki, for your remarks and the administration of the oath. Now I invite, again, Jeannie Widdowson, Country Director, Peace Corps Samoa, to come forward and give the pledge of service.
Please raise your right hand. Okay. I promise to serve alongside the people of Samoa. I promise to share my culture with an open heart and open mind. I promise to foster an understanding of the people of Samoa with creativity, cultural sensitivity, and respect. I will face the challenges of service with patience, humility, and determination. I will embrace the mission of world peace and friendship for as long as I serve and beyond. In the proud tradition of the Peace Corps legacy and in the spirit of the Peace Corps family, past, present, and future, I am a Peace Corps volunteer. Apia.
Hey, hey! Hip, hip! Hip, hip! Yeah, whaktai. Leo tātou o ina vaenga mula tuwhaina o tātou tu spas. Ia, mo tātou piskoa lea ua whatoa mai au na whatau toina. Ia, nei tu la. Walau tuna e whapel tātou poklame mo le tuwhaina tātou tu spasi. Le a mo mua walau o tātou piskoa whaiaonga. Ia, ona soso ai leo tātou piskoa si usiomanga. E walau tuai lau whionga, i le whaurulunga lo fisa malo Amerika, sa mo nei lau whionga tānio Taupaki, le minstawa onga, anga nuu, lau whionga ai ono Dr. Alec Ekeroma, ia, matai pula fiso piskoa Samoa, lau whionga Jeannie Widdowson, pa mulmole, ngai me lumanei, mole tau aoina, o tuspasi mo tātou piskoa whaiaonga. Whamulmole ia ainga, mawo me masani, ta aufili tātou whaula, whamulmole si whangasolo pera mātou pokalame, ia se tai mulmuli, ia ona e lela wa wanoe, whai e lau whaula i lau tama piskoa, whamulmole.
A massive congratulations once again to our Group 95 volunteers. How about another round of applause for our new volunteers? Next on our program is the introduction of Group 95 volunteers. And an important part of that introduction is the presentation of certificates to recognize the achievement and dedication of our new volunteers. Moving on with the introduction of Group 95 new volunteers, I now call upon Ms. Liz Heinrich, Director of Programming and Training, Peace Corps Samoa, for this proceeding.
Tayau Manuia. It is my honor and privilege to introduce our 95th group of Peace Corps volunteers in beautiful Samoa. We'll begin with our education volunteers serving under the primary school English Literacy Project. Please stand. Allison Jennings. Avery Francis Fanscoy. Caitlin Howard. Karina Barr. Dewey Tran. Elizabeth Downey. Leonora Fanene. Liz Scrow. Mackenzie Green. Mikey Pataxel. Paul Hayes. Thomas Vernay.
Thank you, Honorable Iono, for your time and for helping us present those certificates for our education volunteers. I now invite the Honorable Tilafono to join us up here with our guests of honor for the presentation of certificates for our environment volunteers.
So now we'll introduce the inaugural cohort of environment volunteers serving under the Ridge to Reef Resilient Samoa project. Please stand. Angela Joe. Gus O'Brien. Hannah Dabney. Isabella Roberson. Jack McQueenie. Jeremiah Severin. Caitlin Veal. Mark Kamenak. Mika Adachi. Naya Luez. And Sydney Sabota.
Paftai, ia, walau tu menangang Fale, Fionga mista talonga manganu, ia mese de mista langolango tinam tamai tai, ia mapai tato pengamalu ilmo lau nei, ia tato ngai mi ilmo nei tato Fale umal Fale ia moto Fion.
As we transition to the next part of our program, we respectfully request our guest of honor. We will now be moving to a new seating arrangement to ensure everyone has a wonderful view of our next event and special performance by our new volunteers.
Ia, pat mai, ne Apia, toi titi ata tamai, titi lawa. Ia, au leo tato o me vaenga o tō whia ia tātou pasenga pisikoa kulupuiwa lima ia whaatino lātou launga ia neibanga o le taiao ia tasi nane pisiko whaiaonga, tasi pisiko o le siusomanga ia le utāpena ina ia ni launga ia wā tātou whaamoimoe nei asu ia o le sunga le whaiaonga ia Leonara Panene ia ma le sunga ia Mark o le piskoa o le siusomanga. Walau tulo lau sunga le piskoa whaiaonga, lau susunga le nora whanene ia molau launga.
Following the recognition of our new volunteers, we now have the distinct privilege of hearing the speeches from Group 95 volunteers. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Ms. Lenora to the podium for her speech on behalf of the Education New Volunteers, Group 95, followed by Mr. Mark on behalf of the Environment New Volunteers, Group 95. Please.
Taia manuia malo soifua lau awhionga le whaaulu lunga o le mata ngaluenga o aonga. Ainga mo wo le awhai ngaluenga o Pisikoa. Ali'i ma tamai tai Pisikoa wo ma e masani o te tuolai, ma le awe tele. E whai au ma sui o le vaenga o Pisikoa, iwa lima i le itu o Aoaonga, e whaaleo so mato langona i le nei awhia awele whaatau toina o le vaenga iwa lima. O le aso wa amataino ai le savalinga sa mato awauina. I nai masina wa mawai atu sa autauina ai I mātou, ia whaamasani ma whaataitai I le ngangana ma le anga nuu ma metoatia ese e le anga nuu wha a Samoa. Sa tele lui tau, ai sa maua lava le ata, ma le fia ma ausia, nisi o sini ona o le ngalulue, whaatasi o mato o ali'i ma tamaitai Pisikoa. Whaapea susunga I le whaiaonga, ao mato iai I totonu o le awhioanga. E le ngata I lea o le awhaingaluenga sa whesosoani ma maua ai malo sianga I le whaamalosia ai le vai e whaalauto tele. Ma whaamanatu mai ia I mātou le taua o le savalinga ma le awaunganga. Mai le taile o mātou loto e momoli atu le anganga whaawhetai I o mātou ainga sa napa ma le taliina o I mātou malo o to anga lelei o loto onsai ma le anga tali malo sa mātou I lo ai le taua o mātou I ainga o le whaavae o ainga Samoa. Mo le vaenga o le polokolame ma Aoaonga whaapea whaiaonga o le ngangana ma le anga nuu. Whaapea le whai ngaluenga uma e momoli atu lo mato anganga whaawhetai. I lo o to sa o amaise o lo to taimi whaaraulu wa mato maua ai le nei tua mai ma angawaa awa le whaatau nuina o se tautua whaatai poi mo tai tainga le sa tuina a maise o le whaawaloalo. E mato te tua aveina pēr. Mo le mata ngaluenga o aonga ma anga nuu e ai lo mato. Anganga mawalunga o le tātou ngā lulue so tau au I le awawina o le whai tau tusi whaapere tānia a maise le atinae ina o le awaonga ma ngā lulue whaatasi ma whaiaonga, aonga, alo ma whanau I nuu ma awhioanga. Ina I ia maua le winga moni e whasoa ai e matutua e le whaawaloalo. O le mato awaonanga mato te mautinoa lava le taua o le awawina wa mato mai I whausia le sootanga o le anga nuu ma tupulanga whaapea nuu o le isi lua tausanga, e toa sefulu lua pisikoa ma awaonga o le a ngalulue o ni whaiaonga I le ngangana whaaperitania. I tō tonu o le atunuu e whesosowani I whaiaonga I le whaatulangania o Taiala I Malosianga whaama Ingilesi I le whaitau I aonga tulangalua I tō tonu o potu aonga. O le whaamoemoe ia ma'aua a le tō mai ma'awa anga waa ma tō te whaasoa atu mo aluma whanau aonga a le atunuu ele angata ina whaasoa atu. Ai mātou te awawina mai fo'i tō mai ta ngata moa. E whai au ma sui o pisikoa whai leo lo mātou, anganga e tu uina atu le atoatoa o le awaonanga e tautua. Ai mai le loto atoa a maise o le whaamaoni atoa mo le atunuu o Samoa. O le anga nuu whaawaloalo o lo sinionia o ai I mātou I tuuina atoatoa I ngalulue ai. O le misiona a pisikoa o le filemu whai paanga ma awawina le filemu. O le whaamoemoe tua ave ia ngalulue whaatasi e mama ai le avenga. Ele nā o totonu I le aonga, ai so o se mea lava tato le iai ia malama I le fasoina o le anganuu. Soifua ma ia mania aptai.
Tātai I le sunga le pisikoa whaiaonga ia mō lau naunga, lau sunga le Nora Whanene. Lau tuloa le sunga ia Mark o le pisikoa tātou sisiomanga ia mō lana naunga.
Thank you, Ms. Eleonora, for that inspirational speech. I now call on to the podium Mr. Mark for your speech on behalf of our Environment Group 95 volunteers.
Ta alofa, soifua manuia malelangi e mama tulo lava. O lo'u ingoa Samoa o Matayo, po o Mark Kamanag I Amerika. O te whaaao ina Lene Avanoa, ta ua e whai masui o le kolupu Iwa Lima, I le vaenga o le siosiomanga e whai se tala. The toughest job you'll ever love. I le ngangana Samoa, o se tautua e tinga ma whaingata, ai ua whai ma mea sua malie I le loto. E wha amataloina ai le tautua whai, pea a pisikoa, mai le tele o tausanga uatea, se ia o mai I le aso. O lona uinga la, o le vaenga o pisikoa, wha apitoa mo le siosiomanga. O le a feso aso ani tele I polo kalame, mo le wha atau mauina, o le lele ma le malosi o le siosiomanga. E te tee atu ai, e suinga ma ale o le tau. O se ngaluanga taua, tele fo I ni lui tau. O le whea ngai, ai ma lui tau po o whaafita uli, ne, e mana o mia ai loto tele, po o le upu courageous, I le Ingilisi. O le upu mo courageous I le ngangana Samoa o lo o fausia mai I upu e lua. Loto male tele. In English, loto means heart and tele means big. So the Samoan word for courageous is literally big heart. Loto tele. O le tele o luitau e mana o mia le loto tele. O le anganga tonu lea o le vaenga e sefulutasi o le siosiomanga, ia maua le loto tele I le ngaluenga. Ia ngalului faatasi e tausia le siosiomanga. Ia maua le loto tele ina ua tuua a inga I Amerika mo tausanga e lua. Ia maua loto tele e ole ai ma tautua I le atanuu o Samoa. Ma le tautala I le ngangana e le tautala muamua ai. Ua tato I ai I le tautonga I le aso. O le loto tele moni lava, o le I ai lea o le fefe ai whaiapea. Real courage is being afraid, but doing it anyway. Ina ua mato Fale I San Francisco, sa whaapea mai. O le mato kulupu e taua o le government-issued friends, o ua tofia e le malo. Ai mato te talitonu o le ingoa moni, o le mato kulupu o le government-issued family. A inga tofia e le malo. E pe o se a inga e lango le tasi I taimi whaingata. E pe o se a inga mato te whaia se whaamanatu e patino lava e ai. O le pese a tasi, palangi love. Taimi o talanawanga I le sami. Whai ainga wha atasi I le au uli. Ta'alo volipolo I salua fata. Savavali whaatasi I le Fale aloa e whaatau se Aisa Kulimi. O ne whaamanatu ta'ua na e manatua pea I tausanga o Iluma. I le lua tausanga o Luma nai, o le kalupu e sefulutasi mo le siosiomanga o le a whaatala noa ma nuu, ma whaailoa whaafita uli tau I le siosiomanga. Fuafua ma whaatino atinae mo le talingalu, lolonga, toi totoina o le amu, malosi whaafouina, ma aonga tau I le siosiomanga. Whaape oni tangata Amerika e whaapelepele I le siosiomanga, ma manu o le tatu paneta, ua fia tele I tauto I le aso nei o se kulupu mua o Pisikoa mo le polo kalame, Ridge to Reef Resilience Promoters. O le sauninga I le aso nei o se aso whaapitoa lea. O le aso ngafua o le vaiaso nei na whaamanatu ai le atoanga o le ono sefulu whaatausanga talu o na sainia e Peresetene John F. Canetti le tulafono e avea ai Peace Corps o se vaenga tuma oti o le malo Amerika. E langona le anganga whaafetai I le talimalo le a le nuu o Fusi, I tangata ma o mato ainga. E manatua pea le alofa ma le anga lele, whaafetai tele, whaamanuia le atua. O le atu o le avea ma Pisikoa, o le tuuina atu lea o le tautua. O le kulupu iwa lima lene o Pisikoa ma Samoa e talitono I le taua o le tautua whaavau malo. Ua sauni e ofoina atu lene tautua I so o se ala e mawhai ai mo Samoa. Ina ua sa fulu o utausanga o la upoloketi sa whaatino I le aonga o le filifilia lea o se tangata taua. Lava pe o ia, ma whaatino le folosanga I luma o le vasenga. Sao filifilia Peresetene Canetti. Sao ao ina ai setasi o ona manatu e whaapea. Awa e te fesili po o le a se mea e whai e lo atunuu mo oi, I fesili po ole a saumea ua fai molo atunuu. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. So o se tasi o le kulupu iwa sefulu lima e fesili matali le fesili. E ala i le tuuina atu o le tautua mo Samoa, ma le faa longo tinga. Faa manuia tele le kulupu iwa sefulu lima, fai sasau mo Samoa, manuia le aso.
Ia, whaftai tele le sunga piskoa susiomanga, na sunga ia mak ia po mataio, ia molana launga matango fie, ia. Tai tonu ia wol tengu a tauna tātou ngai iai, tu saima tātou po kalame, ia o le whawhiwhianga tātou kulupu iwa nema, wasengo piskoa, e la whatino lato whawhiwhianga, ia maia, ia na soa ia mal tau walunga, kulupu iwa lima, ia sauna ia le molto whawhiwhianga.
Thank you, volunteer Mr. Mark, for your inspirational speech and words of encouragement. Ma'alolelo tutele. To our celebration, our new volunteers are honored to perform for us a Ma'ulu'ulu, a joyful and traditional Samoan group dance. The name Ma'ulu'ulu means to sprinkle or rain lightly, and is meant to refresh and invigorate the audience, just as a light rain cools a warm day. The Ma'ulu'ulu is a beautiful showcase of storytelling through synchronized movement. The dancers use graceful hand gestures and fluid transitions to interpret the meaning of the song, which they will be singing themselves. Let's welcome to the stage our new volunteers, Group 95, for their Ma'ulu'ulu. So we are.
No no Samoa wai la le pasa la le oi inu o le pasa. West so Simana ufa ali alimalu Ayatile fa Samoa wana ole nanu Fa mole mole so te fi filo manu Ole to feel the taste Samoa yamala mala malita ina ole su ole panu ama ole su le toa yamana tua yamana tua au tukura matala boine yaso Simana ufa ali ali malu ayati ole fa Samoa wana ole nanu Fa mole mole so te fi filo malu Now ya ema wale poto sili 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 awane ia oa ona olo lua ia sili sili lo loto
mai e tātou tawalunga, ia ma walaua tuko e tātou pāanga, ia ainga, o mai masani, o leo ko te tala manei, e tātou te tawalunga pātasi e mo tātou piskoa, e ala e tātou saa pātasi mo tātou piskoa, e tawalunga ia nātou pāpipiana te yasu, ngā waloala pātai.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to the pinnacle of our Samoan performance, the Tawalunga. This is a beautiful moment where we celebrate our culture and honor our new volunteers, Group 95. We welcome our guests, families, friends to join us in appreciation of the performance of the Tawalunga.
Ole Tawalunga, ole afai ule uma. Ole Tawalunga, ole
bala o tātou kulupu iwa nima, whamon mole, toi ngai me tātou nufoa. Mole atu whaapatai e tātou pāanga, a inga uo me masani, ia mole whatinoina tātou taualunga, ia e leo mea ia sa mātou mawhawhau iai, men mātou wai ia tātou si siwa fia whatas, ia mā tātou piskoa. Ia lewe atu ia o ova voila, whaapatai mā au, whatutu mo le tua, ia lotou au whawai, whamonia le tua, ia tātou ainga, ia pāanga uo me masani, mo le anga le lei. Ia, o leo tātou, o mai si uia tātou po kalame, pēr si sila ati ai tātou po kalame, le la sauni tātou te tālo whaiu pētai. Ai rei, whaia tātou te tālo whaiu, e ta puni aloa ia e tātou po kalame. Ia, a vea so mātou leo whatawa. E whai masui atu mai taipule, lo piso piskoa, me whionga ia Jenny Wilson, ia e mo mole atu i lea nganga o whaapatai tele. Whaapatai lo whionga o whalulunga lo piso in Malo Amerika, i Samoa nei, lo whionga Daniel Tawapaki, whamania tele le atua, ma i maua sau soifua lau le lei, ia tātou te ngā lue whātasi e pēr. Tātou pāanga, i da whio le minstawa onga ma tā alonga, a onga manganu, o lau whionga ai ono Dr. Eric Roma, ia ma le minstawa langolango tina matamaitai, lau whionga telefono David Hunter, ia e leo ia i mātou ni manuia. Nā o le tua mātou te tatalo, ia ina maua lo lua tō wha mamau, tō wha whale tua, tō wha saidi, a wane whia ngai ai, ma le teita ingo tātou matanga wenga, a le malo, mo se manuia o tangata Samoa, ia whamanuia tele le tua, le lua se e mai, i le foe, a wale teita ingo Samoa. Sui matanga wenga, ofisiri o pulenga, ia mese ofisiri lango, pulenga matanga wenga o tātou mafuta, ia mo tātou pāanga, alo whangia le tua, so tau soifua, na ia mō pēr o tau le malosi, tātou te ngāri lue, whaatasi mo le isi, lua tausanga. Pule aonga, pule nuu, masui tamai tai, whamanuia le tua, i lo o tau tutu mai, i tai tai, ma wa ai tātou piskoa, mo le isi, lua tausanga. Na ia le ngata mo le manuia o alo ma whanau, ia ai whapena foi, ala la whanga lau tele. Ia whamanuia tele le atua, ia o tau wa whionga. Ia, susu le lua, tau whia ma lo soalii, ma le toa wha, ma le nofo i tua ainga sa lo whata. Su mai maupu, la tai le matua, ma le nofo a ainga, ia oe le matua. O le memonia, e le lava ni mātou upu, e whakitai ai, lo tau wanga le lei, ia tātou piskoa, ia i tātou ala whanga leo sa lo whata, ma fusi sa lo whata, i lo tau tausi tātou pisko lo tau alo lofa, tātou piskoa mo le se fulu tasi vai aso se mawai ati nei, ia lewa tini pa o leo tau leo tau nuu wha mui mui, ana le se no tau o lofa, a wai umma le su tasi vai aso, le ai masenga se, po se wha le tonen, po se wha lawe lawe, na tupu mai a tātou ta piskoa. Se me sepatpatele mo tātou lalwhanga ia, tāna nofo i tātou piskoa whamolmole. Mātou te talo, ia whātu tumu e le atua mea o whaonga o ina, ono lo o tau wanga le lei, ma ia sa saa whaafi le atua na manu wia ese, ia mo tātou ainga sa nofo i tātou piskoa, ia mese o lalawhanga. Mo tātou ainga le ana nofo i tātou piskoa, mo le lua tausanga, whaapetai, mo le talia inga, o tātou piskoa e nofo i tutono lau mota ia malou lawa. Mo le lua tausanga, whamanuia tele le atua ia te o lua ta mā marati nā Samoa o tātou piskoa. Mo lesi lua tausanga. Ia, pe ona a matai le tātou po kalame le atua o lea fui o lea tātou toi whai ua i le atua. E wala tuai i le sunga piskoa whai a onga ia Caitlin nā te whai wina tātou mawhtanga i se te talo.
As we conclude this meaningful ceremony, on behalf of Peace Corps Samoa Country Director, Jeannie Wilson, I wish to express our gratitude to our distinguished guests, our honored officials, ministry partners, community leaders and representatives, principal, pre-service training host families, permanent families for our volunteers for the next 2 years, colleagues, friends, and loved ones for your attendance and in joining us to witness and celebrate this milestone today for our newly sworn-in volunteers. A very special words of thanks to our host communities, Fusi Salua Fata and Salua Fata, for your hospitality and your support for our volunteers as your own for the past 11 weeks. And also special thanks to our permanent host families who will be hosting our volunteers for the next 2 years. We greatly appreciate your hospitality for our volunteers for the next 2 years. Thank you all for being part of this momentous occasion. To our new volunteers, Group 95, your willingness to step into these roles is a testament to your character. This is not just about what you will do, it's also about who you will become. As you begin this new chapter, remember the trust that has been placed in you. Let it be your guide and your motivation to build a stronger, better community for Samoa. Congratulations once again. Soifua Maia Manuia. As our ceremony comes to a close, I would like to invite Ms. Caitlin to offer the final prayer to conclude our sermon.
Malo lava, tatou ifo ma tatalo. Whaafatai te lava, lo mato atua, awa ua whaai uina, male manuia lo mato wha moe moe, I le aso. Ia vi ia lava, lo suafa e whaavavao. O le a mato, ta ape, wha mole mole, leo leo matausi, lo mato ola I awala, uma o le a uia. Tai file mu, I mato uma, I o mato ainga, ma ia whaamanuia mai, ia I mato uma lava. Sumau mai mo I mato lo umanuia, ma lo file mu, le atua, le tama, le alofa sili sili. Ese o Iesu Kariso, lo mato ali'i, ma le faaola. Mafutaina pea I mato uma, e lo anganga, pa ia I le aso, ma aso uma lava, e o'o I le faavavao lava. Amene.
Whakatai Caitlin, ia, tātou wānga mulmuli lavo na tātou tāpelea, ia o le tipina leo tātou keke, ia, walawa tuai, I le whalulunga o le malo Amerika, I Samoa nei, lau fionga Daniel Tarpaki, ia, lau fionga Minstā a Onga, ia Manganu, lau fionga ai ono Dr. Alec Ekeroma, ia, lau fionga Minstā Langulangu, o tinama tamai tai. O le fionga o fionga a telefono David Hunter ia male pule o l'ofiso piscoa pa mole tato ngai me lumanei multipino tato keki malengang falwa. Ready? Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Ia, whātai tō whionga o rea o umana tipi tātou keke nei vanga o tai au. Walau tolo e paia man mamanu tātou mawhtanga. Ia o rea o umana tāpenaya tātou tā mawhtanga i pito i tua. Lai e tātou opiso piskoa au lelei meita mai tai maari le tu o lato toninga lan me mata. Ia mo le tau mawhtanga nei aso, ia tua i manu fuafuanga o tutoi. Whātai tere la fio mai, matala au mai, soifua mai e manuia.
The cake has been cut, signifying a sweet start to your new journey as volunteers. And as we taste the sweetness of this cake, we shall remember God's faithfulness and His protection upon you as you embark on your 2 years of service. Now we invite everyone to enjoy a piece of cake and please to proceed to the side for some light refreshment. Ang alelele tua I lava singa o le nei aso. Soifua ma ia manuia.
Ngau nu ue Samoa e wai la le le vasa. La le le oe inu o le vasa. Samoa ya mala mala malita ina le sua le palua vama le sula tonga ya mana tua au tukula ngatala voine ya so semana ufa ali ali malu e le fa Samoa wana ole nanu fa amole mole so te fi filo malu. ia sili sili lau loto.